Mental video for the Quasi BB service for the 30th of July. I thought I'd just switch it up because yesterday was technical, so we can look at the sentiment today. I have included the FX multimeter, which is available for free on the Codebase. It's useful because it tells you the MAs. If it's like green, then the MAs are ticking up on the short time frame. We see we've got minute, then 5 minute, then 15, 30, hour, H4 and daily. So it's good for bias and stuff. I use it for that part really, and it's also quite useful for the parabolic SAR and the MACD crossover. But what we're seeing in the Aussie yen, we've got a potential break here of the supports, and we've got some support here which are breaking below, but we are just finding some right now. It's currently a sell, 51%, and if we had that MyFX book, it's quite sideways. If it comes up, then it's a sell. If it goes down, it's a buy. We've got a potential crossover of the profit ratio. So if that does cross over and continues, it kind of indicates there's a trap in place. So you can see here there's a trap. And see how the price went up. And we might be seeing another one being formulated there. But we did have some chop, which you can see. So yeah, keep an eye on that trend line, and we've got some support here from the lows. Yeah, so currently a sell 51%. Aussie dollar, we've got a support break, and we don't have any more until 70.11. So there's your monthly pivot. That's going to be a level of interest. 70.71. MAs are pointing up on the small time frame and on the large time frame, but in the middle they're down. So what you'd want to do is try and get them all to match really. So near term bullishness, long term bullishness, but medium term it's descending. So depending that these come down, then that'll match these. And if these are all down, then these will follow. See how the minute one is coming down in strength. So if that does continue, it's a good time to enter short. But remember to look at the sentiment, and it is currently a buy. We'll look at the crossover. So we haven't crossed over yet, but if we do, it could be a trap. MyFX book. See, they're short. So because they're short, it should come up, unless it's payday for these guys, of course. Euro Aussie. Let's add the MyFX book. Yeah, it's kind of sideways. We've got some support here. We're above monthly pivot, and this is August pivot, slightly higher. You can see the stop loss clusters and size, so you might want to pause the video and you can see where the levels are. But what we try and do is try and target the larger of the two. Okay, we've got some resistance we're breaking above, and this is your support here too. Everyone's favourite pair, the Euro USD. Let's add the MyFX book. Yes, likewise, they're very short. Depending if it goes up, it could become a sell. We are above MR3, which is overextended. So 117.32, 33. We shouldn't really be above MR3. It's just overextended. So, but it's currently a buy. Signals down. Bit of a mixed picture here. Pending that the M5 MA points down, it'll match these ones too. The daily is very much up, so as you can see, potentially sell below MR3, and you've got an ascending medium volume point as well, and that's bullish. So if price crosses below the MVP, which is the medium volume point, and it could be a good sell. Of the two stop loss clusters, the one below is larger. Look at the cable. Do buy and sell. So we haven't crossed over yet. Add the MyFX book. Slightly ticking up. It's quite bullish on the MAs, the low time frame and high time frame. MACD saying down because it's done a crossover. Parabolic SAR, we've broken the resistance of the parabolic SAR because we have, that's why it's pointing down. Parabolic SAR are those dots that you see above price action or below. Indicators, trend, parabolic SAR, okay, there. So we're below the parabolic SAR on the pound USD on the hourly time frame. So that's your resistance, and when it's below, it's your support. And if you can see those green dots, so that's what that means. That P SAR currently below that resistance. So we break 12998, then it breaks the parabolic SAR, and we can go and get this SLC. But remember, the one below is larger. Kiwi broken. And we're below MR1, which is quite a nice place to enter. Pivots, there's going to be a nice support. Likewise, things are pointing down technically. The M5 could be pointing down a little bit more, but if it does, then it matches these. So technically, it could be a good sell. Sentimentally, it is a buy, but we'd want to check the movement across time, see if they're going long, it's a sell. My FX book tends to lead the others, but at the moment we want that to cross the 50% line, really, in order to sell, but we are below MR1. Euro yen, we've got the, let me zoom out actually. So we are below that. Could be potentially a good sell. Got some support from the medium volume point. Of the two SLCs, the one above is larger, so we can still trigger that and hit MR1, then fall to monthly pivot in August. Signal is down, but we do have parabolic SAR support. Yeah, so slightly bearish on the MAs, really. It could come down a little bit more, and if they do, then it's going to be a technical sell. But likewise, look at the sentiment. So they're holding on to their shorts. So if we see the MyFX book and we follow price action, they sold and they held on. Price comes up, they hold on, they're holding on, and they're holding on. So eventually these guys are going to get stopped out. And so I think MR1, get that, and then down. Buy and sell, yeah, quite crossed. Pound yen, now we did take a SLC, it was large just now. It's currently a sell. MyFX book, buy and sell, so we haven't crossed over. We did there, and then we just come back again. Of the two, the one below is still larger. We're above the monthly pivot. The MAs are strong on the small time frames and on the large time frame. If there's a discrepancy between the two, it's like a divergence, but we're seeing some strong PA, some price action on the small time frame, which matches the high time frame. Let's have a look. Well, MR1 is very far away. So yeah, wild price action. It's a tricky pair, this one, so be careful. One below is larger, and we've got slightly ascending medium volume point. Can't get sell. Dollar yen. The dotted line is the halfway point between monthly support 1 and monthly support 2. This is the 50% of the two values, and that's why that level could be of interest. 108, 105.10, down, 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 but we have some support in the parabolic SAR. Weak MAs, they're pointing down, so technically bearish sentiment. See how long they are? Let's zoom out, and you can do, have a look. It's a bit messy. Let's take these guys off. That's IG. That's Oanda. Yeah, so long here. And then you can see what happens to price. It's not a coincidence. Ever think about trading is to screw the majority. When the majority forms, i.e. crosses to 50%, that's when it's like easy prey and the sheep get targeted. So you see as they go long, price comes down. So, and also we are kind of near extremes as well, so you have to be careful. That you want to be careful around 20% or 80%. Above or below, then it's like a squeeze basically, so you'd want to be careful. yeah, so it's quite bearish MAs and stuff. So potentially S2, maybe. I mean, we're coming to the end of the month now, so I doubt it's going to get there. It might find the support at the pivot. It's hard to say. I mean, we are really quite skewed now. FX Factory at 96% long, so that's quite scary. Yeah, dollar CAD, we're breaking above. Well, actually, we're sort of teetering. Let's zoom out. There's your monthly pivot. Said my FX book. They're long, and because they're long, price comes down. Buy or sell. So we've got a cross underway. So it tells us that there's a switch over who's profiting, the bulls or the bears. So if it continues, it could potentially break this now. We've got some support. We've got some near-term resistance at 134.29. And there's your monthly pivot. It's quite a lot lower than July's. It might find some resistance here. If we get above 134.57, it'd be a nice support. But we are SL, 64%. All the dollar pairs are all bearish on the sentiment. Zoom out on the dollar Swiss. Strong trend line. See how it hit. So we're probably going to hit this SLC below, to be honest. Get that liquidity, and it might try and make an attempt. Got this descending volume point. We've got a lower projection on the monthly pivot for August. See, there's July's, there's August's. If it does get above 9249, it might find some support, but I think we're going to get this SLC. It's very, very, very skewed. And these guys are ripe for punishment because their risk management is awful. If you look on the spreadsheet on the search tool, type in dollar Swiss, and you can see how much they're in drawdown. And it's going to be hundreds and hundreds of pips in drawdown. So they're going to get punished. Take these guys off, IG and Oanda. So they're long. At that point, they go long, follow price action, they go long, and they go even more, and they add, and it looks like we're getting close to extremes. So there isn't that much more room to go. It can't really get to 100% because it's just, it's an incorrect balance. It's too skewed, too lopsided. So you want to be careful. Over 80% for sure. That's what I think. Probably one last attempt at the SLC and a break because it's so extreme. Just last one, gold. Now the SLC below is very, very far below. It's going to take, I have to zoom out a long, long way to see it. One above is there, which you can see on the spreadsheet. Breaking the support potentially, but we are buy on the sentiment. And take these guys off again, just so you can see my FX book. Saxo Bank. Let's just use MFB. If they go long, it's a sell, but we do need them to cross the 50% line because you want to be in the minority, you don't want to be in the majority. When you're in the majority, then that's when you get screwed. Likewise, see they sold, and you can just see the price action. At that point, it didn't cross the 50% line. They sold it. Now they're buying it, so we should see some reflection on price action. And we are at all-time highs, and because we're at all-time highs, people are wanting to sell because it's right record territory. So it's a bit of a tricky one. Keep an eye on your monthly pivot, 1897 for August. Down, 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 but we're strong on the MAs and we're strong on the M5 MA2. So just a fairly long video today, 14 minutes. Hopefully it helps. And this makes sense and stuff. The profit ratio, when that crosses over, then that tells us that they're finally going to get trapped, that the guys have finally gone long gold. Once they have, then we'll get a crossover, and then those guys will get punished. So it's quite cruel, but that's FX for you. So I hope you enjoyed the video, and another video tomorrow. So have a good day.